talking about making everybody gay. I want to get into the story about making everybody gay. This may be disappointing for some of you guys. Brace for impact. Sharp decline in young adults identifying as transgender. Non-binary analysis finds.
Hell yes.
So this, and how did it happen all of a sudden? Is this accidental that this is taking place? Data coming in, and Rob, go ahead and play this clip. Watch this, folks.
This week, a new report from the Center for Heterodox Social Science found that, quote, the share of trans-identified students has effectively halved in just 2 years. Take a look at this chart.
Holy
Now, the
crap.
3 lines represent data from 3 separate academic institutions, and they all show a steep decline in the number of students identifying as trans. Now, notably, the decline occurred in 2024 alongside a robust national discussion about protecting young children from trans ideology and life-altering surgeries. Now, this decline came as no surprise to me. In 2023, I brought this data to our airwaves from a study that I found in the National Institute of Health's National Library of Medicine's database. The article from 2016 in the International Review of Psychiatry reads in part, quote, the conclusion from these studies is that for the majority of the children, 85.2%, gender dysphoric feelings remitted around or after puberty. That was in 2016. So if nearly all children with gender dysphoric feelings resolve those feelings around puberty, why is the left continually pushing life-changing, irreversible surgery for children?
Okay, so if you think about this, why do you think it halved in 2 years? Why do you think it halved in 2 years?
Why did I think?
Yeah, why do you think?
Because the pendulum swung back. Okay,
but 2 years. 2 years ago, still Biden. Think about it, 2023. So why, if you look at that chart right, Rob, if we can still keep it up so that folks can watch it, 2023, look at the number. And look where it goes. Yeah, it starts to drop. So, but why 2023, Biden is still president?
Because people, Pat, especially, great question, especially with like the Dylan Mulvaney, this is all during Biden. People, it was getting shoved down our throats, no pun intended. And then the American people were just like, no. And that, I don't care what anybody says, guys, that is the devil. Okay, that is the devil busting his ass, trying to make everybody confuse the youth, and then have a party who is pushing it down everybody's throats again, and then trying to convince people that, no, you're in the wrong body, and they're pushing it. But Pat, you say this all the time about bad ideas have bad consequences, and people woke up, okay? The devil had a grip on that generation, and I'm so happy, and I'm so proud of America, like real Americans going, no, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. And we're winning.
You know what happened? You had Stop the Madness. And when people got the leader that immediately started cutting things off in Trump and executive orders, it was stopping the encouragement and the madness. But there's something that went on, and I'm going to give some voices credit. Bill Maher, in the middle of the Biden administration, he started with facts. He went out and he did one of his monologues. But in his monologue, I believe Bill really believed it, and he presented numbers. Remember, he was talking about the percent of people that identified a certain way, going back to Eisenhower, then the generation that was LBJ, then the generation Kennedy, and then here. And he goes today and he says, if this keeps up in 4 generations, we're all gay, right? Or we're all identified. And so he pointed that out. But he also pointed out, he says, when I go to cocktail parties here at these Angelinos, it's fashionable to talk about a child who is in transition or considering it or identifying or dressing differently. He said it was fashionable. And he said, wait a minute. Is something in the water in California versus, I think he said Cincinnati? You see what he was pointing out? He was pointing out that the suggestion of parents was there. He said kids go through phases. It's all phases. And then he threw the punchline, which was very telling. He said, when I was 9 years old, I wanted to be a pirate. I'm so glad that my parents didn't pluck out an eye and send me for peg leg surgery. So, which is the point. But he talked about the phases. And I think common sense parents woke up, and when the election season came, they ran to the middle, Pat. The election season came, and there were still pushing trans ideology, but they turned it down in certain states regionally because it wasn't a winning angle on a national vote.
What do you think, Pat? Why the 2-year mark?
Yeah, so you're saying why the 2-year mark? To me, it's a couple different things. So what was the main driver for trans? If you think about when it started peaking.
I'll tell you.
Dylan, what?
TikTok.
It's exactly what I wrote here.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wrote
TikTok
TikTok.
came out, I believe, in 2019. If you look at that graph, the last one, Rob.
And that was China ran it,
Listen,
and they were
let me tell
pushing
you
the
something,
trans
bro.
stuff.
Gen Z never had a chance. They never had a chance. They're living in the first generation in human history that this was given to them day one. Day one. Now you're seeing Gen Alpha, kids 13 and under, basically Pat's kids, say, no, you're not getting a phone until you're like 16 or 18.
Yeah.
These kids were given an iPad or a phone at age 10. And if you don't think that China is up to no good with TikTok, you're sleeping under a rock. Gen Z never had a chance. The rise of trans and the rise of TikTok happened right around the same time. Can you go to that other chart, Rob, right around that 2019 point? Boom, you see it skyrocket. It's the first thing you put up. So you talked about trans being the new trend. Trans is always trending on TikTok. I mean, I've been on Instagram for almost a decade. I never saw any trans content on Instagram or even on YouTube.
No, never.
It's all on TikTok. And then you wonder why Gen Z has been so indoctrinated. Look at this. Starting in 2019, skyrocket.
But I'm curious, like what happened? Because I mean, it didn't stop. It didn't stop. China still.
They started coming out with things like
Let
"Go
me-
woke,
let me-
go broke."
Let me tell you how important this is. If you have a choice, you know how people are like, well, Larry Ellison's going to buy TikTok and it's going to be all, message about Zionism and Israel. It's what's going to happen. You have a choice. You have a choice between a guy owns a company that's Jewish or a guy that owns the company that is from China who hates your country and wants to confuse the shit out of your kids. Which one do you choose? You pick and choose on which one it is. That's the reality of it, okay? But Zuckerberg, what nationality is Zuckerberg? What's his faith?
Jewish.
Okay. So what have you heard with trans and any of this stuff with Facebook? Not a lot. If you remember about 2 years ago, Fox did a special on transgender kid. Parents that were going through it. Do you remember that? It was a
I couldn't
4-minute
even
special. We
watch it.
played it.
I know.
Yeah,
It was
so
disgusting.
it got to a point that even Fox News did a special on a trans family. I'm like, wait, what? You're now at this point. So is Lachlan at the top? Is like, yeah, we should maybe share a story like that with people? No. So I think the part is, like you said earlier, bad ideas are getting exposed. And the great thing about bad ideas is just give it time. You'll know how bad the idea is. So all these people are excited about Mamdani. Awesome. Give it time. Give it 2 years. Let's see what happens there. See what takes place. Sometimes, this is the challenge, Vinny. As a parent, some things you have to let your kids go through. You just have to let them go through it. Dad, I'm going to put that in there. Don't do it. I'm going to put that in there. Don't do it. I'm going to put that. I said don't do it. I'm going to put that in. Go ahead. Right? Okay. All right. So then, Dad, I'm going to do that. Oh, no, that's zero conversation. I'm going to do it. Sit down. This is how much.
Yep.
Zero conversation. I think America is kind of like, well, let's see what happens. 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 How many people went and got the transgender surgery done for kids?
Yeah.
How many, Rob? How many kids under the age of 18 took puberty blockers?
Oh my God.
How many kids under the age of 8? You know what puberty blockers were essentially made for? Originally made for?
For pedophiles and stuff?
Originally it was made for, did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's exactly
are
what
you
it is.
serious? I just shot it out of the dark.
Medical sterilizations in prison.
It was made for
them.
pedophiles to not be excited about doing what they want to do to young kids.
So like a chemical castration.
They're giving that
Yes.
to kids. They're
Tell me
giving
that's
that
not
to kids. So
demonic.
how
Tell me
many
that's-
people
oh, man.
actually took it? No, that's just 4 years, Rob. I mean, I want to know all time.
How evil, like how disgusting is that?
4,752 kids in America were on puberty blockers from 2017 to 2021, and that's not even the peak. That's not even the peak. So imagine how many kids' lives you destroyed. Literally, the phrase, you destroyed, right? You destroyed. Yeah, let's see what happens. Let them do
bad
it, right?
can it be?
But to me, there are a few things that at the top, you have to put your foot down and say, no, we're not going to test this out with anybody. I think one is this with the kids, that I think we need to, I love the fact that the date, we were there when he signed the executive order. Do you remember that? We were in the room when the president signed the executive order
on the stage.
On the stage, yeah, that's right. When we were there. So it's like, oh, boom 1, boom 2, boom 3, boom 4, right? We're hanging out with a bunch of, G insiders or
Taiwanese.
whoever they were being here.
Taiwan.
But the point being is, that's where this reached to. And now the other part of me saying that it's not something to be tolerated about is who gets to run for office in America. You got to be very protective of what the denomination can run for office in America. I think that is a massive, massive things. Is this the clip?
Well, it's really hard to reverse. Once you go a certain direction, you can fake it till you make it. But
this
it's
pastor
very
changed,
hard.
though.
Yeah, can you play that one clip of that one incredible guy who thought that he was going to stop being gay? Tell me if you guys are buying this. Go ahead.
Do you believe that the Lord tonight has set you free?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Turn around and tell those people.
Tell them.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women. I said women. I'm not gay. I would not date a man. I would not carry a
tie is getting bigger.
I would not
Stop.
Put on makeup. I will not. So,
Is he still
and then-
gay? Is he still
then
gay?
he came out with like another interview. It's like, so yeah, it didn't work
it
for
didn't
me.
work.
Sorry.
Well,
I'm still doing
at least
Are
it.
you
he
being
tried.
serious or sarcastic?
What's that?
You're being serious?
No, I'm being dead serious.
That he ended up still being gay?
He is gay
So
no
you
more.
mean to
He is
tell
still
me
gay.
that was fake?
That jacket won't lie.
Jacket.
the
Papillon.
bow tie.
Papillon is the one that you missed. I'm excited for 2026. I think 2026 is going to be the greatest year of my lifetime in America. You know, America's turning 250. World Cup's coming here. President Trump's turning 80. We're going to have multiple times rates going lower. I think the IPO market's going to open up. And Vinny and we were out there. I was looking at Vinny outside yesterday. I don't know what was going on. So I'm walking outside. Vinny's looking at the sky. I'm like, Vinny, what are you doing? Obviously, we have 11 acres of land we own right on the airport. So I was concerned. I walked up. Watch what Vinny was doing in this video. Go ahead, Rob. Great pose.
Come on.
Hey, Vinny.
What's up, Pat?
What are you doing?
Waiting.
Waiting for what?
Business plan.
Come from Sky.
That's what people told me. It works
That's not how it works.
Worked for Newton.
That's not how it works. On December 12th, I host an event called the Business Planning Workshop, where we go through this entire manual together on how to write a business plan based on 12 building blocks.
Okay.
All you have to do is click on a link below.
Okay.
Get registered. December 12th, we'll be together all day.
All right, so can we go eat right now? Because I've been
Yeah,
here for
let's
4
go.
hours waiting like
for
an
the
idiot.
sky. So
idiot.
if you're like Vinny waiting for a business plan to fall from sky,
Still waiting.
don't do that. December 12th, come join myself and tens of thousands of people together that will be going through exactly the way I write the business plan based on 12 building blocks. If you haven't yet registered, click on a link below, Rob. If you can give them you can find out whatever ticket you want to go with. You can zoom in, not show your face. You can zoom in, be with everybody else. Thousands of other people will see your face and I'll be able to interact with you. Or you can be there live with us and call and find out more about that. But at the lowest one, you can get registered for $297 full day and you'll get a 200-page workbook. Click on a link below. Get yourself, your wife, your friends, family, salespeople, executive team. Watch this business plan workshop together to assemble to a Rob. Let's please put the link below for that. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.